And with Hans' clock ticking down, I think that the storyline we thought we were going to get with Hans winning his black is not going to be the case.
Yeah, the advantage was never that big, to be clear. He did have an extra exchange. It was a sacrifice. But perhaps he can fight his way back in this one. Rook C1 hits that knight. Oh, there's this back rank checkmate problem. So I don't even know where you go here.
It's not even that the bishop isn't good. It's that the king is getting checkmated.
Oh.
He is threatening bishop takes d3. What a fun move, a creative, resourceful trick by Hans Niemann. Because if you take c7, bishop takes d3, you not only free the mate, but you might queen the b pawn. Okay, Magnus sees it, of course, and now he's headed in. Bishop c5 check will be all she wrote. There will be checkmate on e8 or not, because Hans Niemann resigns.
He presses forward, pawn to f5. Hans really is barely getting his moves off. 0.4 seconds when he made that last move, and the white queen is in, but unfortunately for Hans, that the black queen is centralized. I mean, look at this, Danny. E3 happens, C3 will be loose, and maybe queen f4, queen f2.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening. The queen comes in, the e-pawn will run. There is no perpetual. Ooh, Magnus wants more. He's going to take pawns with check and make sure that he works it with no diggity here. He might even get the queens off the board before he advances e2. No, now queen f5 check was easier, but 2 queens will get the job done. Magnus Carlsen has a 3-game lead.
Unbelievable start for Magnus Carlsen.
Magnus is going to do the thing he does to just pose problems.
Oh, wait. No, now it works.
Now it works.
Yes, because there is no rook sacrifice on e6, and Hans is having a problem here. I'm not sure what, but something has gone wrong.
And he's just winning.
Yes.
Magnus shakes his head. He's just blundered.
But he's just going after the white king. You could take b7, but then you get checkmated on the first rank. One of these rooks is going to do the damage. So you see a resignation, and that's Hans'
like
first
that,
win.
Hans Niemann gets his first win of the match. He's complaining about something. We're going to figure that out. We've got cameras on the board. We will be able to confirm anything like we said.
When bishop back to h3, and we have seen maybe not this exact position, but something like it, and the rook goes back to e1. Danny, I think he wanted to play rook b1, but he...
By the way, I think Magnus just showed right there he might want a little more. I think bishop c5 would have been a 3-position repetition, not in the exact moves, but Magnus was like, I actually don't want it anymore. I want to keep going now that Hans is under time pressure. Whoa, but both sides under 5 seconds, and e5. Oh.
He's blundered a piece.
Magnus just pushed too hard.
He just gave away a piece on e5, and Hans Niemann is taking this game by resignation.
Hans Niemann gets the game. Magnus Carlsen shakes his head, as he should.
Pawn can't move because of the bishop, and the rook can't really help because the a-pawn is going to be annoying.
Yeah, Hans finds a way to advance, but oh my god, the a-pawn is faster? And there's a mating net for white?
There's no check on g4.
Oh my gosh, we are officially seeing the last game of a 3-1 portion. There was a win there for white that Magnus missed. Hell, we all missed it, let's be honest. I don't know what it was, but the computer said it was there. And maybe poetic justice, we might have a peaceful result. Wait a second, I don't know.
Oh, doesn't look so peaceful to me because the h4 pawn drops, and now black has an outside passer.
Wow. Oh, and Magnus knows it. Frustrated. But he doesn't know yet that he missed the win. Hans Niemann knows that he got a dub and has given himself a potential fighting chance, at the very least, the stakes, the storylines, and everything that it was heading into this match, and getting his honest thoughts about how he feels about beating Hans Niemann.
And then playing Alireza next. So you get over one hurdle, which may have been more of an obstacle off the board, but then you get Alireza. Oof, this is going to be a nasty finish here, and this finally will end the match.
Yeah. Magnus was probing for weaknesses on the king side, but it comes to an end with a loss for Magnus, an interesting one, because he still wins the match despite a very, very strange day, and ultimately a match that went on longer than we predicted it possibly could have. But Magnus Carlsen defeats Hans Niemann by a final score of 17.5 to 12.5, and he will play in another Speed Chess Championship final.